Now, what are primitive types and reference types in JavaScript? So primitive types are the data type which stores a single value. So const string equal to hello. This is a string. I have a number. Const number equal to 10. This is the number. Const is logged in. For this is boolean. So all of these stores a single value. These are known as primitive types. And when you have object or array, they store multiple values. So they are known as reference types. So you have multiple values storing T30. So this is the reference type, and this is obj equal to user name Mike age 30. So these are reference types. So what we need to remember is that whenever you copy anything, so let's say when I do, this is a string, and when I say copy string equal to, I will assign string, and I will print original string and copy string, and I will also check for equal string equal to copy string. So you can see string is hello, copy string is hello, and both are equal. Why? Because they are copied by their value. So they are primitive type. So when I say copy string equal to string, what happens is this string, whatever value you have, will be copied here. So the values are exactly same. So whenever you are using triple equal to, these are primitive type. So it's compare those values. So both of them are having same value. So they are equal. Same is with the number also. Number, or if you are checking for boolean value. So both of them, all these three things will be checked by their value. So when you assign any number or string to another string, the value will be copied. So they will always be equal. So whenever you are comparing with triple equal to, they will be equal. Here I can say copied is locked in equal to is locked in. I will bring this is locked in, copied is locked in. Then I say equal is locked in is equal to copied is locked in. So they both will be equal. You can see both are same and equal is also same. So when they are compared by the actual value. Now in case of array, if I say copy equal to array, and if I print array copy here equal copy. So you can see here you are having array and copy. So what happens is in this case they are both equal, because when you assign copy equal to array, the reference or address will be copied in case of reference type. So what happens is if I change, let's say in array, copy of 1 equal to let's say 100 or 1000. Now what is copy and what is array? What will come? So even though you are changing copy only, so I am changing copy of 1. So the first element I am changing, but this also changes the original array. So if I check here, you can see both are same. So even though you are just changing copy, whenever you change anything, it's the original array change. Why this happens? So let me show you. Array equal to 10, 20, 30. So when this array is stored, so how reference types are stored in the memory. So how they are stored in the memory, the computer memory, not in browser memory. So here, this is the array. And It is not good. 10, 20. So this is your original array that you have, and how that is stored is, this is the actual array. So when the array is created in the memory, array variable does not contain this array. What array contains? It contains the memory address where the actual array is stored. So the actual array is stored somewhere else in the memory. So that memory is having address, suppose 10,000. So when I say array equal to this, array contains reference of that, so memory address. So this array variable contains the memory address of that location where the actual array is stored. So this array, when I say array equal to 10, 20, 30, it does not mean the array contains the exact array as it is, like at that location. It's stored in somewhere else. So this is the array which is stored, and the number 10, so starting address is suppose 10,000. So ARR, this variable stores the memory address or reference. It just stores the reference of this, and this will just point to this memory address. So when I say array equal to something, array does not contain the actual array, it contains a reference of that memory location. And when I say copy equal to array, so you create, let me move this above. So you create a copy variable, and now it stores the same reference. So here it will again have 10,000, and it will just refer to the same memory location. So both of these, array and copy, when I say copy equal to array, it's not the value copied. So exactly values are not copied. What it does, it just refers to the location where is actual array stored. So both are referring to the same location. So reference means the address. So when you are saying reference type, so that means address is copied. It's not the actual array is copied. So when you are saying normal string number equal copy string equal to string, it's actually the string is copied exactly as it is. So they are equal. But when you are, bring this back. So when you are storing array and objects, they are stored as a reference type. So array ARR variable contains the memory address or a reference of the address where is the actual array stored. So the array is stored somewhere in the memory, computer memory, RAM, and that first element has an address of 10,000. So and this might, depending on the integer type of data type, it might 20 might be at 10,002 or 10,008 position. So that does not matter. So what matters is the initial address. So where the address is stored. So array is stored. So this 10,000 array contain 10,000. Now when I say copy equal to array, copy also contains 10,000. So it just refers to the original array. So it's not copying those arrays. So when I say array copy equal to array, we are not copying that particular array. So this is how it's stored in the memory, RAM. So when I say, if I say array equal to 100, not array equal to array of 2 equal to 1000. Now what is happening is, I can do this after all. So what is happening? You have copied that. So that does not mean you have copied this array as it is. So they are both referring. So array equal to copy, I get same. Where is that? So you get true. Why they are true? Because when I say copy equal to array, they are not copied by value. They are copied by reference. So the address is copied, but that variable, copy variable, still refers to the memory location where that actual address is stored. So when I say copy of 1 or array of 2, both are changing the exact same location data. So both are changing only this area. So when I say copy equal to or array equal to, both are referring to the same memory location, and when you are using any of them, you are directly changing the original location. You are not changing their copies. So both of them will be referring to the same location. So here you will see both having same data. So both are having, I have used 10, let's use 100. So you can see both of them are changed because both are referring to the same memory location. So you need to remember how they are stored. So when you are storing, assigning any value as a reference like a array or object, you need to remember that that refers to that particular location. They are not copied by value. They are copied by reference. So the reference or memory address is copied. So when I say const obj1 equal to obj, now this object also works the same. So this is obj1. Let me make this bigger, or I can delete this. So this is obj equal to name Mike, age 30. This is the object. And when I say this, what it means? It means this is the obj variable and it will store that object, but that object will be stored somewhere in the memory. So this object name Mike, age 30, this is stored somewhere in the memory, and it has suppose address of memory address can be anything. This 40,000 is the address of that particular memory location. So now this obj will store that address 40,000. So when I say obj equal to something object, that does not mean obj contains that object. Obj just contains a reference of that particular object, and that object is stored somewhere in the memory. And this will refer to that particular location. So when I say obj1 equal to obj, now you have another variable obj1. It will have, so when I say that obj1 equal to obj, it will store the same memory address. And that means it will point to the same address, same memory location. So even though when I say obj1 equal to obj, that does not mean that entire object will be copied as it is. It means that particular, it will point to that particular location. So now when I say obj1 dot name equal to Mike, obj1, now if I say obj dot age equal to 80, and if I print obj1 obj equal, you can see both are same because both are changed. So when I say obj1 dot name, and I am changing it to, let's say, Jerry. So both are changed, and age is changed to 80. So at both the places, so it's just the same place, but they are just referring to the same memory location. So when I say obj1 equal to obj, that means that object is not copied. So it does not mean like this. It means you are just started pointing to the same memory location. So this is the difference between array, primitive types and reference type. So when I say primitive types assigned to some variable, it means that value will be copied as it is. So when I say const array equal to 1020, when I say array1 equal to 1020, so what will come? Array equal to array1 is equal. So what will come as a result? It will give us false. Array has already been declared. Oh, we are already. So let's say numbers. Number one. They will come as false. You can see you get false. Why? Because this, when I say array equals something equal to array notation, that means somewhere in the memory this particular array. So that means number one equal to 10, 20. Yes. Now here is the number one. And somewhere in the array, in the memory, you will have that array stored. Then 20. And this is at the memory location of, let's say, make this bigger. $40,000. So number one contains is 40,000. And when I say number two equal to this, number two equal to this, 10, 20. Number two, so 50,000. So now this number one will point to this. This number two will point to this. So when I say array equal to something, when I declare that directly, that means I am creating a new memory location. I am creating an array and storing in new location. So now this is in the 40,000 location. This number two is in 50,000 location, and this contains those memory location. So these are exactly different addresses. So they will never become same. So it will always be false. But when I say number three equal to number one, what it will become? So now this number three. Now when I say number three equal to number one, that means number three now will refer to this memory location, and it will have address of 40,000. So these are reference types. Array and objects are reference types. So if I say is equal one, number three is equal to number one. So I am assigning number three equal to number one. So now both are number three and number one are referring to the same location. You can see number one is referring here. Number three is also referring here. So they are both equal. So when you compare, you can see you get true as a result. So reference types, these are array and objects are reference types. They are not primitive types. So when you are assigning primitive type, so when you create another variable, value will be copied as it is. and not the reference of that. And when you assign a what is known as reference type, it will just store that memory location address or reference of the actual memory where that array or object is stored.